how it's killing you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing amazing. Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's got their shopping done, or at least you're going to go get some groceries today. My name is Sean G. Murphy, and I am so thankful to be here today. I am your international speaker and trainer. I am your #1 best-selling author 5 times in a row. I've stood on stage in 30 plus countries. I've been translated into over 40 different languages. That and 25 cents might get you a bag of stuffing today at the store. Oh, that one makes me crack up. So good morning, everybody. Hey, listen, today the conversation is visualization. And the question I have for you is how well do you visualize yourself as a leader? See, we talk about getting all the scripts. We talk about getting all of the paperwork. We talk about getting all of the certifications. I drank too many ketones this morning. We talk about getting the right algorithms. We talk about getting the right timing. And how often do we do this? Here's the key. Here's the question. Here's the conversation. How do you visualize? How do you visualize yourself as a leader? If I were to ask you to pause right now, close your eyes if you're driving or operating heavy equipment or doing surgery or brain surgery of any kind right now, please do not close your eyes. My question to you is, if I were to ask you to slow down for just a moment, and in just a moment, I were to ask you to mentally see yourself as a leader, what would you see? What would you hear? What would you feel? What level of understanding, new understanding would you have? What new levels of understanding would you have now that you're visualizing yourself as a leader? And how many people are you leading? So you can ask for scripts and you can study algorithms. None of that will do you a damn bit of good if you don't know what you look like when you understand the scripts, when you use the scripts, when you create your content. Who are you leading in your content? When you do your posts, who are you leading? We talk about your avatar. We talk about your demographics. We talk about your dot. It's really the psychographic. With today's technology and today's availability and today's ability to reach around the globe with a click of a button, it's no longer your demographic. There's a lot of people who are part of my VIP community. Man, they don't look like me. They don't sound like me. I have a psychographic, a way people think, not a demographic. So are you leading a demographic or are you leading a psychographic? If you're leading a demographic, it's probably based upon the way you dress, the way your hair is, the way you the way you sound, the way you look. Does your audience look a lot like you? Then you're leading a demographic. If your audience is a little bit odd compared to you, if you're a little bit odd compared to your audience, then you're leading a psychographic. Here's the question either way. My question is this. Good morning. Who was that? Portia. Good morning, Portia. I just love saying that name. It's an amazing name. Good morning, Portia. If you are leading a psychographic, my question to you then is, how do you visualize leading a psychographic? I'll ask you, figure it out. How do you see yourself leading? Have you ever sat down and given yourself in one of your meditations? Your meditations are usually about some goal, some materialistic thing, about something you want to accomplish, a rank you want to achieve, a thing you want to purchase, something you want to give. What's the energy behind all that? That's what happens in your visualization is you listen, if you understand, listen, you've heard of the quantum field. I'm going to QLQ you, which stands for a quantum linguistic question. And a QLQ is, who do you become when you can easily visualize yourself as a leader? Who do you become when you can easily visualize yourself as a good mom? Who do you become when you can visualize yourself as a good dad? Who do you become when you can visualize yourself as a good network marketer? Who do you visualize when you become the person that you are desiring to be? It's all about visualization. See, understanding the quantum field, thoughts spin up the quantum field. And when I say spin up, it's kind of like turning on a motor, a big motor. You turn it on and it goes, right? The momentum of this massive motor getting spun up takes a tremendous amount of energy. And see, you are required, in order to have the dreams you desire, the dreams you want, the dreams you wish, the dreams you know you're capable of, you are required to put energy into it. Now, where does this energy go? When you get excited, when you get filled with energy and desire and love and passion and compassion and joy and happiness and peace and love, and you're just so filled up, where does all of this energy go? It dissipates into the universe. Does it fall into a bucket with a hole in it? Listen carefully. Too many, listen carefully. This may surprise you on a Wednesday morning. This might surprise you. Here, listen carefully. When you have all of this excitement and you are so filled with laughter and joy and you're loving life and you're crushing it and you're doing amazing things and you're having joy, where does all of that energy go? Think about it. Think about it. Where does all of that energy go? It might go into other human beings. It may go into your pets. How many of you get wild? Drop a P in the chat if you get wildly excited to see your pets and they get wildly excited to see you. Where does their energy go? Their energy goes directly into your heart, doesn't it? Their energy goes directly into your hearts. Their wagging tails, their meows, their barks, their whines, their whimpers, their ow. They're excited to see you. Their energy goes into you. Yes, yes. So when you get excited, where does your energy go? Here's the challenge. How many of you, listen carefully, answer this truthfully. How many of you might say there's a chance, a slight possibility, there's possibly an occurrence or two that when you get excited around your family, it doesn't go anywhere. And it comes back to you in the sound of BS, which could be the bull, you know what, or the belief system. So drop an F in the chat if you've got family who sometimes don't know how to deal with your energy. So now here's the challenge. You've got family that when your energy goes out, it's going to go somewhere. You know it's going to get sucked up somewhere. You know you're going to feel it somewhere. So here's my question for you. Where do you store your joy? Part of your visualization is that when you go to visualize, okay, Sean, I'm going to close my eyes. And I can't cross my legs because I'm not that flexible. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to visualize myself as a leader. You see nothing but crap. You see nothing but challenge and frustration and aggravation, and you can't quite get it and you don't understand it and it doesn't make sense. And I don't know, Sean, I don't know. We're going to change that. You ready to change that? You want to change that? You want to be able to store all your good joy. You want to be able to store all your energy. You want to be able to spin up the quantum field. See, part of this energy is to spin up the quantum field. The challenge is that you send all of this energy, all of this joy and happiness and love, and you send it out into the world and you send it out. I just want to be helpful to people. I just want to help people. I just want to be kind to people. And you're kind to people and you're helping people and you're exhausted. Drop an E in the chat if you're exhausted, because you get nothing back. See, part of visualization is being able to find your source. I'm not talking about your heavenly Father, God. I believe in God. I believe in there's a heavenly Father. But that's my belief. I'm talking about your belief. When you send all of this stuff out and it's, why am I so exhausted? Because you haven't stored your energy. See, you're being responsible for people instead of being responsible to people. So let me help you with your visualization. I want you to visualize right now. I want you to visualize. Close your eyes just for a second. I want you to visualize this room in space. What color is this room? If you were to put a box in space, it's the size of, I don't know, Jupiter. It's this huge box in space. It could be a huge orb. You could make it a diamond. I don't care what shape you make it, but I want you to imagine this shape, and it's translucent. You can see through it. And the only thing that can get into this box is your energy. Nobody else's, not even your negative energy can show up in there. Only your positive energy. When you're happy, it instantly knows, kind of like a if this, then that, right? IFTT, if this, then that, right? That's coding in computers and stuff. You can use that technology to do something. If your Gmail does this, it goes over to your Excel spreadsheet. If this, then that, right? You know what I'm talking about? So you have an if this, then that. If I get happy, then that energy, a mirror image, will be stored in this box of joy. And if you're sitting there right now going, what the hell is he talking about? I can guarantee you, I know your life. If you're wondering, if you're going, this sounds silly, that's your self-talk arguing with this proven method to allow you freedom, financial freedom, joy freedom, relationship freedom, the best lives ever, because nobody's ever taught you this. And you'll never hear this on another mastermind training call. Well, you might. There's a good chance. I shouldn't say never. It'll be a long day before you hear it. So here's what we do. Now that I want you to do, now you've got this box, you've got this form, this shape in space. You follow me? I want you to just check, because the universe knows, and it's taken all of your previous joy moments and it's put it in this box. See, all of the joy, listen carefully here. This one might spin your brain just a little bit. So just give me a second. Give me 30 seconds to listen just intently on this. Everything you've ever done is still in the universe. Every swear word, every joy word, every tear, every laughter is still going out, expanding in the universe. It's sound waves that haven't been stopped yet. You follow me? That's a little creepy. It's true, though. If you had the ability to travel faster, listen carefully here, this one should help you. If you had the ability to travel faster than the speed of light, and you went out a couple of light years, and we know then that we're looking at stars, that we're seeing the lights of stars right now that are showing up in our lifetime right now that are billions of years old. Yes, yes. So wouldn't it make sense then, if we were able to travel faster than the speed of light away from Earth, we could look back on the Earth and we could see your birth. We could see you graduating high school. We could see the time you pulled that girl's hair. We could see the time you snuck a kiss from somebody. So what I'm saying is that if all of that's still going out and expanding in the universe, aren't you a farm boy who barely made it through high school? Uh-huh. How do you know this stuff? Because I like odd stuff. I like stuff that can make me stand out and allow me an outstanding life. So here we go. All of that information. So I'm going to ask you the size of this box that you built in the universe that you're visualizing, the size of this box. It's taken all of the moments of joy in your life and put it in that box. How full is that box? If the box is almost full, you need a bigger box. If the box barely has a drop in it, well, Jim Rohn would say that's a clue. So now what I want you to do, is I want you to picture, I want you to set up a rule, right? It's your life, your rules, your job, your joy. Every time that you're happy, I want you to set up an if this, then that. If I'm happy, part of my joy goes into that box. A mirror image of it goes into that box. And now when you start to feel sad, when you start to feel doubtful, when you start to feel attacked, go to that box. Go dive in the box. Go swim through the box of joy and have the memories. The challenge is we have more memories of aggravation and pissed offness and frustration. It just proves that out of the 70 to 80,000 thoughts we have every day, 80% of the thoughts are repeats. Listen carefully. 80% of the thoughts are repeats. And out of those, about 70 to 80% of those are negative in nature. So when I ask you to visualize your ability to see yourself as a leader, it's going to be a shit show because you haven't given yourself permission to see the joy show. Follow me? So when you visualize, see, the hard part is we're not ready for the love. We're not ready for the love of the people in our world. We're not ready for the love of the people who really care about us and really support us. We're not ready for their love, really ready for their love. Oh, we say we are. This is how I know you might not be ready for the love. You want to know a simple formula? You want to know how, if somebody's not ready for the love, you want to know how they can tell you 100% they're not ready for the love? Riddle me this, Batman. If anybody's ever said to you, man, thank you so much. And you said, what do you think I'm going to say? What you said. And you said, oh, it's not necessary. You ain't ready for the love. You will suffer the rest of your life. Wait, what? I'm just trying to be polite. No. You are rejecting love. You will never have love in your life. Man, you're making some bold statements on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's because I want you to wake up. Wake up, America. And the rest of the world. If you say, oh, it's not necessary, you don't need to thank me. Do you realize the quandary that you're putting into the universe? Do you realize the challenges that you're bringing to the world? Do you realize the absolute punch in the face to the other person, the punch into their soul? You punched them right in their soul saying, listen, thank you for that. Your thank you sucks. You don't need to give it to me. That's not what I said. That's what they hear because they're living in a negative world as well. So when I ask you to visualize yourself as a leader, you're going to have to be, it's going to be a requirement. You are going to have to ensure and figure out a way to become ready for the love. Sorry. So how do you visualize yourself? How do you visualize yourself the next time somebody says, thank you? How do you visualize yourself? Do you say, you are so welcome. I receive your grace and your gift of gratitude. It fills my spirit. How many of you just heard somebody going, well, aren't you an egotistical ass? No, I'm not. When somebody thanks me, I receive that thanks. I send it into my box. I send it into my sphere. I send it into I have a box the size of planets. And I have different boxes in space to store stuff. I have boxes to store intellectual energy. I have boxes to store intellectual understanding, different things, listening and understanding and comprehending and being able to implement. I have boxes. I have planet sizes of energy of implementation. I have planet sizes energy of joy. I have planet sizes energy of being an ass. Because I want to make sure I know where all of that stuff is. I don't want to let that loose in the world either when I'm a jerk and a jackass. Because when I wonder, am I on the path? Because see, you can instantly, I know this may sound just metaphysically whacked out, but welcome to my world. I can instantly ping pong between all of these dimensions in time and space and make sure I'm not operating in the same frequency of one of the ones stored in the jackass orb. I don't know if it would work for you. It works for me. So when I visualize myself, I visualize myself as this king of this castle, and my subjects are the ones I serve. Do you serve your subjects, or do you try to lead them? See, you're not qualified as a leader until you can serve at the highest level. Not too many of you are trying to lead and you're out for a walk because nobody's following. The best way to become the greatest leader is to be one of the highest level of service. Just because you know something doesn't make you a leader. The way that you can teach it, when somebody else can teach what you know, then you're becoming a leader. Then you're becoming a resource. Some of you are just a source of aggravation. Some of you hang around sources of just frustration. So I'll leave you with this. Today, when you decide that you're going to be a leader, decide what you need to be the best servant in. Do you need to serve up joy? Do you need to serve up how to do TikToks? Do you need to serve up? Can you give away the best that you have? Can you give away the best that you have? Mark Victor Hansen said to me one time, he said, give away the best you have, because then they'll only have the best information. If they want to implement, if they want to apply, if they want to adapt, they want to adopt, they're going to need the translator, and that is you. Give away the best you have, because another thing that people think is that if this is what he's giving away free, I can't imagine what the other is, what the paid for is. And what makes the paid for even 10 times better, 100 times better, is you are now paying attention. You're now paying attention. And you are customizing the information versus letting it just be a general conversation. You're customizing it specifically for yourself to allow yourself to become the best version of you. So how do you visualize? Write out a list of 50 things you love about you. Put yourself in the right frame of mind. And then imagine what you're leading. Is it an online group? Is it an in-person group? Is it just leading your family to the highest and best callings of each their own? I can't tell you the times that I've had equipment that, based upon all the indicators on the dashboard, based upon all of the indicators of its heat and its temperature and everything else, the piece of equipment should have been shut down. The piece of equipment should have been cratered. We call when pieces of equipment just go absolutely horribly wrong, we call it cratering. They literally just disintegrate. They blow themselves apart. I've had pieces of equipment when we were on jobs, when I owned water blasting companies, pieces of equipment that should have cratered 2 hours ago. We had 3 hours to finish the job. And a piece of equipment that was, every indicator showed it cratering, but if you walked around and listened to the piece of equipment, that thing was running Cadillac, purring like a kitty. And then when we were done, there was a lot of the equipment to fix. But it was because of the energy and the state and being able to control matter. If you believe that you can't control matter, do you have a house? Do you have clothes? Do you have a car? Do you have food? That's matter. You had an intellectual, energetic field. Well, Sean, that's just going grocery shopping. If you had any idea how much you are influencing matter to show up in your energetic world, you'd understand. You would change the way you would look at things. So you can influence matter. When you decide what kind of a leader you're going to be, you need to start with some idea that you're already a kind of a good leader. And you are. I journal what came to you today, what questions you had today. And those of you on Instagram, if you want to really understand how to become the best leader you can, go to the link in the bio, click on the 12-week mastermind. it should take you to buildabettermenow.com and take the first week of the 12-week mastermind I have. It'll force you, literally force you to have a conversation with yourself at a level you've never experienced. So that being said, I appreciate you. You're an amazing leader. I love following you. Thanks for the follow here. And I can't wait to see you soon. I can't wait to see you where? At the next event. I am your head misfit leading individual. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now. And YouTube, I appreciate you so very much. Love you tons. Love you tons. I'll see you all where? I'll see you at the next Misfit Leading